And ready.
All right, welcome to the Media Center, everybody here in the room and on the Zoom. On my right, welcoming Jane Park back to LPGA competition and alongside her playing partner Paula Creamer this week. If you have any questions in the chat, in the Zoom, please let me know in the chat and I will ask you to unmute when it's the right time. I'll kick it off though here in the room. Jane, obviously you've been on quite the journey since you last played on the LPGA Tour. So just want to know how excited you are to be back here on the tour with your friends and family around you.
Yes. I just found out from Angela Stanford that we are in a featured group and she's following us. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's an honor to play alongside Paula. We've played a few times before in team competition, and we feel really comfortable together. And we did a lot of laughing in our 9-hole in our 9 holes yesterday. So it's an honor and pleasure to be back.
Mm-hmm. Paula, you're going to be playing along Jane this week. How excited were you? Who reached out to who about this partnership, and how excited are you to see her back out here and to get to play alongside her?
Oh, I am. Like Jane said, we've played a bunch of team events, and for her first one back, I'm like super honored that she even gave me the phone call for that. I know her and Tiff wanted to obviously play this together, so we can't take all the credit on that one because Tiff would be here in a heartbeat if she could be. So it's like a three triangle right now. This is I'm like the point on the other end of it, and I'm three-wheeling on this one in the little tripod. But it's so great to be able to be here with Jane and obviously Pete and Grace and her family as well. The LPGA is done such a great job of constantly having a reminder of the great things that Jane is doing through what has gone on in her life and her family's life, and to be able to be out here and see her happy and laughing and taking 30 seconds away from reality of what's going on in her life is probably one of the greatest things that can happen this week, and I'm glad I get to witness that and be by her side.
Awesome. Speaking of your daughter, Grace is here on site this week. How happy are you to just be sharing these moments with her, for Grace to get to interact with your friends out here on the tour and just be a part of this experience?
Oh, it's everything. I know I do a lot of, I share a lot of our lives on social media, and just to see not only the players and staff, but fans come up and say and interact in a way that that Grace will react to. It just shows how great social media is, and it's a way for people to stay in touch with us without having to bombard us with questions or feel like they're bothering us, which they never are. I love hearing from everybody, it's a bit of healing that goes on while I'm out here when I see all my old friends and family out here.
Mm-hmm. For those who may not have social media, I saw your post the other day. What are some of the ways to interact with Grace this week for those who come out and see her?
Oh, dear. She likes it when men cry in her face very intensely. I don't know why, but she thinks it's hilarious. Also, coughing gets her laughing. The word food.
Like her mama.
Yeah, it's just like me. She's a strange little girl, and she has her little quirks, and those are the 3 major ones. Oh, Miss Rachel and Baby Shark are given. Yeah,
like
given.
all kids.
Yeah, like all kids. Yeah.
For those who have questions here in the room, we have a mic here, but kick you off with you if you have some questions for Jane and Paula.
Sure, I have a couple. With your husband on your back this week, your daughter here, with Paula next to you, it looks like you're getting a tremendous amount of social, you're getting a lot of support out there, a lot of emotional support. Is that really going to boost you think, in your performance this week?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, first of all, I've got a major champion as my partner, so I plan on, riding her coattails quite a bit. So, she's like a security blanket, really. I know what Paula is capable of because I've been beaten by it a lot of times. Perspectives change because we both have daughters, and the family comes first, and golf is. I keep saying this all week, but the golf is really secondary. Just seeing everyone out here has been honestly the cherry on top, and seeing everyone react or interact with grace as well.
Sure. As a follow-up, I see that they're selling hats, I understand.
Yes.
And that would probably be awesome, to see some of those hats around, maybe people tipping their hats to let them know that
Yeah.
the fans are thinking about you. And as you're walking around the course, do you think that would?
Yeah,
Certainly boost
I
it.
don't even know where they're selling the hats. I should know, but I don't.
All over.
Yeah, I think they're
any
everywhere.
merch
okay.
they're there, but they're
Yeah.
They're pink ones with
Okay.
grace.
Okay.
But no,
Cool.
If I could ask one follow-up, the ladies broke another barrier, I think, a few weeks ago, playing at Pebble Beach. And, I said, I don't think the women have ever played a major at Pebble Beach.
Sorry.
there it
Brought
is.
the hat out. There's the hat. You wanna see it?
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
And then the purple for epilepsy. Yeah.
So cute.
Did you think about that at all? I mean, about Pebble Beach not playing that course ever, and now the women have broken through, did themselves proud, played at a record purse. I mean, do you have thoughts on that?
I mean, it just is showing the way that, women's golf is, transcending in that direction. And you can see it for KPMG, you can see it in all of our major golf courses now. They're, part of the men's list. And I think that, it's 2023, so it's nice that that's finally happening, but we have a lot of support that's going through that. And, the LPGA is talented. There's a lot of, great athletes out there, and, we should be playing on the best courses. And it's nice now to see that lineup that we have coming for all of the majors.
It's about time.
I know we do have some here on the Zoom for good in the room right here. Sarah, you want to kick us off on the Zoom?
Yep, I gotcha. Hey, Jane. Hey, Paula. Excited to see you both out this week. Jane, I mean, what does this mean to you to be able to be out here as a representative of the community that you're in?
Man, it's everything. I hope I can do them proud, and hopefully we get some eyes on the difficulties of dealing with disability in America. And it's really my honor to be out here. I didn't think I'd ever find myself back at an LPGA tournament. Yeah, it's been a long few years, and somehow our family has made it out of the rubble, and to be here with my family again, it honestly means everything. I would have never even dreamt that this could happen.
I know that having both Pete and Grace on site playing alongside Paula, but have there been any other moments this week that have really touched you in any sort of way? Any notes in your locker, maybe people just coming up and have not seen you for a couple of years?
No notes in my locker. Still waiting, Paula.
I'll put one in there tomorrow. Don't worry.
Still waiting for my note. Yeah, so I met through my online community. I met other disability parents, and there happens to be a very good friend of mine who lives about an hour and a half away, and she brought her kids, her 3 kids out, and they stayed for an hour. They had to leave pretty quickly, but her youngest, Alistair, had a hemispherectomy, which means he had very, very severe epilepsy and had half his brain taken out. And he is a walking miracle. Paula met Alistair, and she would have never even guessed. And he just inspires me so much, and so does Sarah, his mom. The amount of trauma that we go through caring for these fragile kids. You know what? They're not even fragile. They're so resilient. Us as moms, we're fragile. We're very fragile. But yeah, the online community has been monumental in my survival, in our family's survival, and I'm so thankful for them. So thankful.
Paula, just as a mom to a nugget of your own, Hilton, what does it mean to you to be able to be alongside Jane in this moment, and how much does she inspire you in your own motherhood?
Oh, goodness. Actually, Jane was the first person I told I was pregnant, believe it or not, when we were there watching us came over and was watching Gracie for a little bit and playing. And, being a mom is tough. It's hard. It challenges you in so many ways. And, if you would have said 2 years ago, Jane would be standing here and being able to be an advocate for what she's doing, it's honestly, she's one of the strongest women I think I've ever met. She's resilient, just like her daughter, just like Pete, everybody around her. And Gracie is who she is because of her parents who just love her so much. And the fact that I get to see that and I'm out here playing golf and doing what I love. And, it just puts everything to perspective and puts me going to pick up Hilton afterwards. I mean, it's just, it's golf is, like Jane keeps saying, it's secondary. My mind is not what it used to be. Being mom, I think, kind of softens you in ways, and you definitely have to be a fighter out here. And I've had to kind of figure that out and put my big girl pants on when I go out there. I can't tell everybody what to do, like I can kind of with Hilton. Maybe I'll do that with you today out there. But, it's awesome. And we have a platform, and we have a voice that we can talk about. And I've had to learn so much, about disability, about epilepsy, about all of these things. And I'm teaching Hilton, and I want her to understand it. And I want to be able to have that a part of her life. I think it's important, and it's tragic that it is this way, but it's also such a big learning experience for everyone. And she's going to help so many families out there, moms, daughters, brothers, sisters, all of it. And if I can kind of help that with Hilton as well, then I think we're doing a great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, enjoy it. Play well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, on the Zoom, Brentley, do you want to unmute yourself and ask them some questions?
Yes, this question's for Jane. I'm just curious to know kind of what the daily routine is now, this week that you're not only a mom, but also a golfer.
Oh man, I had an 8:30 tee time today. Got to the course at 7. Had a 45-minute slow breakfast.
Oh.
Had a coffee. Hit chip shots for 10 minutes, and then I was on the tee.
Nice.
I'm saving my energy as much as possible so that I can try to perform for my partner. My body isn't used to playing or even hitting balls, so I'm trying to save all of my energy as much as possible. Yeah.
And then what's the routine once you're done with your round each day and you go home?
Honestly, like the same stuff that we do at home. Try to keep Grace happy. We had a bit of a scare this afternoon in dining. She was having what we thought was an allergic reaction, and she was having breathing issues. And I asked for a doctor, and the staff took a very big precaution and called the paramedics, the ambulance. So we had a lot of people around. It was a lot, but she's doing much better, thankfully. But we're just trying to get her to bed. That is the end goal, and I'm sure Paula can attest to that. Getting Hilton to bed, getting our kids to bed, warm, safe, and fed. That's really it.
Pretty much.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad everything's okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone? Yep. Come on.
Okay. This question is for Jane. So, how does it feel to make your return in Michigan and in this loving community, especially at this invitational?
Well, I first want to say people in the Midwest are so nice. They are so nice. I came out of the elevator yesterday, and this nice man said, "I hope you have a great day." And I said, "That's kind of weird.
That doesn't
happen like anywhere." And I thought it was so sweet. But yes, it's a great town to come back to. I'm going to take Grace to Gibbs Gardens. We're going to enjoy some of the outdoors. And I'm just really happy to be back. I'm happy to be back with my family again.
And earlier you kind of talked about how you never saw like yourself getting back on tour. So
Absolutely not, no.
What moment really transpired you to get back? And also, do you feel you being back is kind of creating a platform for your daughter and also disabilities, creating awareness?
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, these hats are being sold to raise awareness for the Epilepsy Foundation. Epilepsy is a very, very under-researched disease. and 1 in 26 people have it. And whether it's super severe, like my daughter's, or if someone has a seizure once every 6 months, it's debilitating. If you have one seizure, then it becomes you are not allowed to drive for 6 months. And as an adult who is a functioning adult in a community who can't drive, that's 6 months of work that this person can't go to. So in that way, if a person with epilepsy has a disability, if they can't work, then what supplementations are in place from the government? And it's not much. It's really not much. And for being out here, I never thought. The only reason I am out here is because I have an amazing support system. My family, my extended family, my sister-in-law, and the LPGA in general. Everyone, every step of the way has reached out, said, "What do you need? What do you need? How can we make this easier?" And they've been here step by step, making sure that we have what we need. Yeah, we're very, very lucky. We're very lucky that we've made it this far.
And then just my last question. Have you had some conversations with your daughter about being back on tour? Like, what are those kind of conversations looking like now?
I feel like I talk to her a lot, but she doesn't really listen to me. So, I'm sure you understand that. Yeah, I talk to her all the time. And she says a few sounds back, but I hope she understands some of it. So I'll keep talking and see if she responds one day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kent Paisley is also on the Zoom. Kent, you have a question or so?
Jane, could you walk through when you first thought of playing this week and what the process was like to get ready to play?
Yeah, it was a lot of soul searching that went in. I hadn't played in so long, 2 years, over 2 years, competitively, and I really hadn't been doing much practice at all. And with Outlier, the people at Outlier, they reached out to us and said, we would love for you to come, if you can bring Grace to play in DOW, because I do post about it every now and then on social media. And when I first played it in 2019, Tiff was my partner. And she now works for the Enemy at Southern Cal at USC. But she couldn't make it, but I have a major champion in my corner.
I'm second best, and I'm okay with that.
But I'm so honored to have Paula as my partner, and like I said, I'm gonna be a heavy anchor. That's all I'm gonna say.
You wouldn't have thought that yesterday when she was playing those 9 holes. I was like, okay, go back into the clubhouse, save those things. It was impressive.
I need to save my energy. But yeah, for sure.
What are your hopes for the week between your family and the golf?
Oh man, honestly, I wish I could stay present on the golf course. I mean, there's so many times where even during practice rounds or the Pro-Am today, my brain wanders to how Grace is doing. Is she okay? Is she screaming? What is she doing? And my goal is to stay as present as possible and enjoy this opportunity because, not everything is guaranteed. And I have definitely learned to live life in moments and not take anything for granted. The fact that we're here, the fact that I get to play with an amazing partner and raise awareness for epilepsy and disability. So, yeah, it's a lot of things that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I want to do or say, but once the T-ball goes up tomorrow, it'll just be me and Paula, and we're gonna have a lot of laughs for sure.
And I know you mentioned you never dreamed, the opportunity to play on the LPGA again. What kept you to maintain your membership over these years?
So So the LPGA, I was on maternity leave when this happened. So they decided to, I guess, freeze my membership when this all happened. And this type of situation had never happened on tour, so they didn't really know how to categorize me and our situation. So I guess they put a hold on my membership. So I was still eligible to play. I guess we wanted to take take advantage of the situation and come bring Grace up here. And yes, it was hard traveling here, and yes, it's definitely hard day to day, but just to see her out kind of in my happy place where I grew up, it's been an honor. It's really been so healing for our family.
Have there been any highlights with Grace so far this week in particular?
Honestly, every day is a highlight. I don't say that to be cliche. Every day is a highlight because and I don't know if Paula feels the same way, but anytime she sleeps past 8:30, I'm like worried. I go and I check that she's breathing. I go and check that she's okay. Highlights, honestly, strangers coming up to me saying hi and then start crying. And so I'm like, oh,
cry.
Don't cry in front of me. And they're, super excited to see Grace and just to see the type of impact that Grace has had on the general public, and just to see that our story has touched them in a way that has left an indelible mark on them. That's an honor, and it's my honor to share Grace's story because I feel like so many people and so many children with the same disease and disabilities, they go unheard, and to have a sort of platform to sing praise to her story is an honor. It's really an honor for me, honestly, every day. To be her mom is the best thing.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any more here? I will wrap things up then. Just one last question for you, Jane. I know you put a lot into thought into playing this week, and I don't know if you know the answer to this, but can we see you playing again soon on the LPGA Tour, or what is your future look like on tour?
Honestly, I mean, I might come back to this event if they'll have me because I think I've run out of status. Unless we win this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Unless we win this week.
No pressure on
No
us
pressure
right
at all. I would love to come back here. It takes a little pressure off because I've got a partner, and you know what? If this is it, if this is my last go around, it's almost like having a proper send-off, you know what I mean? Because everything was cut short so abruptly, and I never had a chance to say goodbye. And if this is the last of the last, then I can say we had a good run. We went through some trials and tribulations, and we still made it back somehow. And I'm very proud of that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for your time.
Thank you. Ooh, it's hot under the spotlight.